It is finally here, our redstone base on the surface of Mars. Check this out, our dome is actually a Pokeball in disguise. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Redstone map showcase. Today, we are going to be taking a look at a very special map. This is of course our Redstone Mars base. Check out this huge map that's built on the surface of Mars. This took me a really long time to create and is just jam-packed with redstone creations. This actually has a 13 episode long Let's Build series to go along with it. So if you want to see how to build anything you see in this video, go check out the Let's Build series in the description box down below, or it should pop up on your screen right now. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and get started and check out this really cool map, I do have to say. Alright, so a lot of these ideas came from fans, so this is sort of my map as well as everyone else's, so when you do download it, I hope you enjoy. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the striking features before we get into the interior of the dome, and obviously there's a dome right in front of us. If you guys did not notice, the dome is actually textured like a Pokeball, which was a pretty interesting idea that I had, and I thought it definitely gave the dome some character, as well as we have these roads that are going to lead into airlocks, and we have 4 of these airlocks, and the airlocks will lead into our redstone bridges. Now, these things alone took a really long time to create. I know I haven't been posting these episodes for like a month or two, and that's mainly because I had to go back and like replicate 4 different bridges, even though I only built 1 in the series. So yeah, that's mainly why detailing alone took a really long time. Now I personally like this one because it looks more clean and it just looks kind of perfect. And we have 2 more doors I just want to show you guys. That way you can see that I put in a lot of effort just in these places, even though you're probably going to use only 1 door. So here is the other one at the back, and we have a final one on this side, which is sort of like curved next to our cave. So yeah, all of these have working airlock doors with some awesome little mechanisms in them, and they're connected to our redstone bridge. Either way, we do have this gigantic space shuttle on the outside, which I think I should go over before we check out the house. Now, as you can see, this looks pretty nice. I mean, I do have to say I did create that quite well. I just looked at the picture and I created it, and if you could notice, the garage itself, which is what this is supposed to be, is not finished. So that's one of the things on the map that is not finished, and I really do apologize for that, but I've been making this map for months now. I can't possibly finish this. And if you guys do download the map and you finish all of the little things that I kind of left behind, and you also add in your own things, definitely like tweet it at me and I will try to make a new showcase on it, because I would love to see that. Either way, we have this lever over here, and what this is going to do is allow us to activate this redstone creation how I saw it in my mind. Basically, you right click on that, it switches all of these beacons to the green state or on, and then it basically has this pattern activated on the left hand side, which is supposed to signify the spacecraft launching. So if I go ahead and turn that off, you can see that it goes back to red, and then all of these just go back to the original on state. And you could also turn that off if we go somewhere back here. This is kind of crude, I know, but I'm trying to show you what my original idea was. If we add a continuous signal to this, it should all turn off. So if you're modifying the map, definitely keep that in mind. Now, as you can see, the garage is empty. A lot of people said to build a rover, so if you're looking to finish up the map, definitely try doing that. Either way, it's a pretty cool structure, and the space shuttle alone was enough to keep it in the map, because I really wasn't going to delete this. Alright, so now let's go back to the front door, or one of the main doors that we created. I think this is the first one, and check out the house. Alright, so here is the airlock. You would simply walk on in, hit this button, and when you do hit this button, you have a awesome sound effect. So I'm going to be quiet right now so you guys can hear it. Let's go ahead and hit that button. So as you can hear, I sort of implemented a cobblestone generator under the map to make this sound like the area is decompressing, which I think is pretty cool, and it did take a really long time to replicate that 4 different times, but either way, it is definitely worth it. Alright, so this is going to lead to a redstone bridge. As you can see, it is daytime, so we don't really need that lighting, and there's a random sheep here on Mars, but either way, this is a redstone bridge with lighting as well as barriers on the right and left hand side. So if I go ahead and actually activate this using this button, and for some reason this is open, it should turn on these lights. Why isn't that working? Let's try it again. There you go. It should turn on the lights, and then it should push up these pistons on the right and left hand side to basically close it and allow no one to jump off. And there's also this part missing, which oh gosh, there's a bunch of stuff missing, but I'll try to fix it before I put up the upload. But as you guys can see, it is pretty much supposed to turn on the lighting and raise up the gates. That could be either used for protection, or it could just be used for a cool effect. And it's all like really nicely built into this small area, so I was like, why not? We could just add it in because it doesn't really take that much redstone. And like I said, we did this 4 different times on all of the sides, and just to prove to you that I didn't skip over anything because I took a really long time to build this, here is this door on this side. There you go. That one opens up, and then we click on this one to open up the interior, and we click on this one to turn on the lighting and our walls. And as you can see, yes, it all works properly. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other things on the outside, and then we could get to this interior. Alright, so here we are on the exterior of our house, and there's a lot to actually take a look at. So on this side, we just have a small forest and a bridge, and I just built this just to have some decoration inside of the dome itself. And it did allow a lot of animals to spawn down over here naturally. So now we have piggies in space, or actually just on Mars. But you guys get the idea. Alright, so on the other side, we have some more interesting things, so let's just go ahead and take a look at that. By the way, I did not replace this land over here. Like I said, the map isn't technically completed, but either way, we have a redstone potato farm, which is interesting. I'm not sure why I spent like an entire episode building a redstone potato farm, but either way, if we come over here and click this button, it should turn on the lighting for the entire potato farm, as well as if I click on this button over here, it should basically spawn down water and allow us to harvest all of our potatoes. And for some reason, that is not working. Why is so many things on the map not working? I will definitely try to fix this before I upload it, guys. Don't worry about it, but it should work just fine. Now, that's basically a potato farm. Looks pretty cool, and if you want to build it, yet again, check out the Let's Build series. On this end, we do have some decorations, which is basically just terrace farmings, and it's built after like the Japanese-style rice farms, and I think it looks pretty interesting. And over here, we do have a lovely wall, which is basically going to hide our elevated area, and of course, another redstone bridge. I do actually want to show you guys that this works because I'm actually really proud that I spent so much time trying to create all of these bridges. Alright, so here is the button for this one. It should go ahead and turn on all of the lighting and push up all of our walls. And it doesn't look that bad actually, so there you go. And then we do have a backyard behind our house. I mean, we'll go over this later when we're taking a look at the house itself, but at the moment, you guys get the idea. It looks a little bit nice, and also I turned off shaders. That way we don't have like all the random shadows or whatever, but it doesn't look that great to me without shaders, but hopefully you guys like it. Anyways, this is our house. As you can tell, there is a bit of redstone at the top, and that's mainly because I kind of got lazy since this was the final thing I did on the map. And it's basically redstone lighting, and I mean, if you're walking, you wouldn't see that anyways, but yeah, I mean, the house looks okay. We have windows on this side, and we have some of our tubes with our water, as well as our oxygen tanks at the back. And then a little porch at the back as well. Alright, so I was going to say balcony, but either way, here we are now at the front door. And there isn't actually a door, you would just walk on in, but let's just go ahead and do that. We have some lovely decorations over here. And for some reason, with the glitches on this map, our armor stands do sink into the ground, and I really don't get that. But either way, the armor stand is right over here. We have our light switch over there, and it should turn on the lighting for an entire building. As well as we have a hallway, which is going to lead to our very tiny bedroom. Another lever over here to turn on that light. You can just cover that up. There you go. And a closet. And I think there's a bed somewhere here. I'm not sure where I put my bed, but either way, yeah, that's pretty cool. And over here we have a chest. All right, so this area is going to lead towards a what do you call this? A bathroom, and this bathroom is a redstone bathroom. You could click on that button over there to activate our shower. We have a window over here with sugarcane blocking the window, as well as we have a sink and a working toilet. And this toilet would basically allow us to drop down items in there, and it will automatically get dispensed into lava and then pretty much burn up. So yeah, that's pretty much the bathroom. I'm not sure why this isn't working. What is going on right now with the map? Oh my gosh. Alright, so it was working before. Trust me, guys. I have no idea what's going on. So anyways, I know I'm pointing out a lot of really bad things about the map, but I am my own worst critic, and I've already admitted that this map is not completed. But either way, there is still a lot of cool things. I have not even gotten to the cool stuff yet, so just hang in there with me, guys. Over here at the backyard, we do have this porch, like I was saying, and if you click on this lever over here, it should activate our fireplace, and then you can flick it again and then hit this to turn it off. We also have a button over here which is going to turn on lighting all along here, all along these blocks, and all around our tennis and basketball areas. Our areas over here do look a little bit nice, and we do have pathways and whatnot yet again lit with our redstone. Alright, so that's pretty much our backyard. I mean, this is how it looks. I just added some random decorations and whatnot, and over here I didn't really blend it in because yet again the map is not completed, but I'm also pointing out all of the flaws for those of you who would like to make the adjustments. Either way, that's pretty much the backyard. Now we could go ahead and just drop down a block right over here, and it should get sucked into the ground, opening up our hidden staircase, which is pretty cool. Then I can hit this button over here to close that staircase right behind me. So yeah, that's definitely pretty awesome, and one of the best inventions I think on the map. Alright, so over here we have a button that's going to turn on the lighting for this room, as you can see, and this is basically a staircase that's going to come down over our indoor garden as well as a waterfall, and you guys can really see what it is, and we have lighting like all across these areas. I really love this design over here. And yet again, there's another place being exposed. I'll try to fix all that stuff. Here we are now in the lab, and this lab is pretty much going to include a lot of really neat redstone. So first things first, on the right hand side, we have this lever which is going to turn on the lighting for this entire section, but not the section behind that wall. Alright, so this is our passcode lock armor cases, and these armor cases are basically 4 connected into one. Yet again, we have that glitch where it falls beneath the ground for some reason, but if I go ahead and get access to this chest, there's a paper called Twiistz in there, and I just grab that paper and then drop it down right over here. I would say it gets sucked down, and then our armor cases open up, and I'm pretty sure my game is glitched because this is supposed to pull back. What is happening right now? You know what? I'm going to just quickly relog because I tested all of this stuff and it worked just fine. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do that, and we click on this button to basically close it, then drop it down here to reopen it. And okay, that's a bit weird, but either way, as you guys can see, we do have our 4 passcode lock armor cases, and yet again, it should work when you download it. This is really embarrassing because I thought all of this worked, but either way, when you click this button, it pops the paper out of the ground yet again, and it does, you know, reclose those armor cases. And I'm gonna place this paper right back into this chest for those of you that are looking for the passcode. Alright, so on this end, we do have some redstone that I know for sure is going to work, and that is our like hidden door. This could be opened from the inside and outside. You basically click that button and our doorway opens up. You click on this for it to reclose, and then you can click on this for it to reopen. Right, so that works fine, and I'm glad because I would really be embarrassed if that one didn't work as well. So on this side, we do have our test tubes, which are basically going to contain our zombie and villager for testing. Now, this is a simple redstone contraption that I came up with, and it's supposed to prevent our mobs from despawning. If I go ahead and break this glass over here and then kill the zombie, you will see that he will basically spawn back down using our spawn eggs if I pick up that XP. So as you can see, there is a brand new zombie in there to replace him. So it's kind of like a perpetual machine that keeps our mobs in here. And same thing goes for a villager. If we kill this villager, it should spawn down another one when he dies. So there you go. That's basically our test tubes. And then on this end, we have ourselves our other area, which is going to use some redstone. Alright, so when I go ahead and drop down an item over here into this hidden input, it should pull back this Jeb door and turn on this light. So let's just go ahead and drop that down. Any item of your choice, it pulls back the door and then the lights turn on, and then we could pretty much go down into our secret room. And I will add in a button over here. I just realized there wasn't a button to close the door, but yeah, we could jump down into our elevator. This elevator, as you can see, is pretty tall, and it leads down into an area that is, I would admit, incomplete. But yet again, we could pretty much click on this button to go back up if you guys do want, and it's kind of tricky, and it does work. I've proven that it works in one of my videos, but either way, when you step in the middle and click on that button and walk back, It should take you all the way to the top. And are we going to do this? Oh my god, we did this perfectly. Wow, I did not expect that to work. Alright, so I proved that the elevator works, just for those of you saying that it doesn't. Anyways, over here we have ourselves an item frame combination lock. This has 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 different combination possibilities. So it's a really hard combination to crack, but I did make it easy for this video. You would just point it all towards our light, and then the light turns on and the door opens up. So this is going to lead into a huge underground paradise. Yet again, it's not finished, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. If I go ahead and splash down some potion, as you can see, it's pretty much an area with an artificial island and also an artificial sky, and also this house over here, which is pretty cool. Of course, the house itself isn't built out in the interior, and it does look okay, I do have to say, as well as the redstone over here isn't hidden as well. So I know the map looks like, you know, really incomplete, but yet again, I've been making this for 2 to 3 months, so I did try my best to, you know, do everything. But I'm just releasing the map for those of you who were asking for it. Anyways, I know I'm kind of being negative about my map, but I mean, it's really not completed, and I really feel bad about releasing a map like this. But either way, I hope it has enough stuff for you guys to enjoy. I know I keep apologizing for it, but either way, that's pretty much the bottom of the map. I'm pretty sure you guys can have a lot of fun with that. And here is the elevator working again. So I am just surprised that that worked 2 times in a row. Either way, we could then leave this room and then drop down another item over there. And then we could just go outside and check out some other stuff that we left off. So let's just go ahead and open up that door. So the final creation on this map is going to be our redstone solar farm. This is actually not connected up. It's incomplete because you guys really didn't like it when I made that episode for our Let's Build series. But if you want to complete it, you could definitely connect it back up to that road over there. And it will look kind of neat. Either way, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I know a lot of stuff was missing, but yet again, I just wanted to release the map for those of you that were watching the series to enjoy. It still had a lot of cool things in it, in my opinion, and hopefully you guys found this video entertaining. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy it, yet again, please take 1 second to smack the like button. Let's aim for 1,000 likes on this video, as well as don't forget to leave a comment down below and tell me which was your favorite part of the map, as well as don't forget to subscribe to see if I post an update to this video. Anyways, this was Twiistz, and I'll see you guys next time.